Hey everybody, this is Frilioth and welcome to another Minecraft episode on the Alphacraft server. Right, today, to start with today, I think I'm going to pop over to see Biz. Because, have you seen his last episode? If you haven't, you really need to go and check it out. Because in fairness, I say his last episode, he's knocking them out so quickly. By the time this gets released, he's probably released 3 or 4. But the one I've just seen, he's just started building his castle, and it is amazing. It really looks fantastic, but with it being a castle, it uses a lot of stone, so I thought I'd pop over and help him out. Now, when Jaques and I were building this magnificent creation, we built a stone generator just behind the back of the ticketing office over there. So I thought I'd pop over and help Biz out because he's doing a lot of strip mining at the moment. He's on for absolutely hours and hours. And it is strip mining, Biz. Don't worry about what anybody else tells you, mate. I'd call it strip mining. So it's doing that. But it's obviously taking a lot of time, and it's stopping him from doing all of the building. So if I whiz over there now to start with and knock him up a smooth stone generator, hopefully he won't have to spend as much time digging, and he can start spending more time making that fantastic castle. Look at that. That is pretty amazing. This is when I remember I've not put my elytra on. Remember this because I came over here and dropped his heads off just down there somewhere. Do phantoms spawn in thunderstorms during the day? I don't know. What I'm going to do then, oh my ankles, is take out my bed. Now I don't know what he's going to be building in the middle, which might be a bit of a problem. However, is this not a thunderstorm then? No? Oh, I guess it's not, because it's not thundering, is it? Bizelian? Oh, that's not you, is it? That's somebody else. So I'm going to be building this thing, the smooth stone generator, bang in the middle of his castle, and I'm just going to hope that he doesn't have plans for the middle before he's finished building all the walls and decorating all the turrets and spires and whatever else you call these things. He'll know. He's from Wales. Of course he'll know what the bits in a castle are called. I've got no idea. They're called walls as far as I'm concerned. So next time you see me, hopefully we'll have the makings of a smooth stone generator in Biz's castle. Okay, so I've got the basic mechanism under the bottom, which consists of my favourite block in the world ever, the observers. I've got, I can't really show you. Oh, I suppose I should do. So I've got an observer pointing into a solid block underneath the piston, and I've got a note block underneath that observer there. Now at the back of these observers is going to be some redstone. That's going to fire that observer, which is going to fire this sticky piston out to pick up the block of stone. Once it's formed, pull it back over these pistons. A few ticks later, the bottom, that observer will detect the changing state of this one. The note block will ping. The observer there will detect the ping of the note block and fire this piston, pushing the smooth stone upwards, allowing the lava to fall down onto these steps here. Because of waterlogging, now waterlogging is brilliant, because now with waterlogging it means that smooth stone generators don't break. In the past, if the lava fell down onto the source block of water, it would turn into obsidian, and that would be that. The smooth stone. What are you doing, mate? You've got all this field to play in. It would fall down onto the source block of water, turning it into obsidian and breaking the smooth stone generator. But now, fortunately, that doesn't happen. So I need to dig out a couple of bits of ice. Have I got any buckets? As sure as apples are apples, I won't have any buckets. Get myself an infinite water source. Got some iron though. I've got some iron. I've got more iron than I know what to do with. Let's make some buckets just in time for me to find some buckets, no doubt. Only need 2. Un, deux. That'll please Rosie. Look, Rosie, I'm speaking French. Je m'appelle Frills. Right, so I'm just going to fill these up with water source blocks, and fortunately stairs act as the same way as a source block of water, so the centre one's always going to get filled up. It's going to cause an infinite water supply. You're stuck now, aren't you? You are. I know you are. No, I never work with children and animals. So now, what do I need to do now? I need to stick some redstone in at the back. So I'll put all the redstone in. There's quite a bit of it. There's a long line of redstone, and then there's a loop, and then there's probably going to be some kind of timer. Ah. Oh, I cut that. Oh, right. I've got to stick in some obsidian behind the back of these. I'm glad you reminded me. If you hadn't have done, there'd have been all kinds of tears. So thanks for that, and I'll be back in a minute. Now, fortunately, because I popped that out, and it caused that piston to pop out, it picked up the stair that was here. You probably saw it do it, and that obviously indicated to me that I'd put the stairs in the wrong place. They needed to be a block further back, so I'm kind of glad that happened prior to me filling all of this in. So I've just had to move the stairs and the obsidian 1 block that way. In fairness, I could probably have got away without using the obsidian because there's no way the pistons are going to be able to push these stairs anyway with all of that dirt behind it. But I don't know whether there's a hollow in the back, so it's probably best if I put obsidian in there anyway. So I'll fill this back in again and then crack on with doing what I intended to do, which was putting some redstone down there. Still got my mate. Okay, so I've got the redstone in. It's pretty straightforward. You can probably see it over the back. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but there's a line of redstone there that activates all of those observers. And I've put a sticky piston sort of pulse shortener there, otherwise the pistons fire twice. And the sticky pistons fire out. They'll pick up the block of stone that's just going to get formed just there, pull it back, and then the pistons will push it up. So that's that working. So let's just turn that off. I'm going to put it on a timer, which is probably going to be built under here. But I've noticed that Biz is another one of those people that say they're doing a lot of terraforming. And what they actually mean is they're just going to put a load of dirt on top of other things. Biz, I'm on to you, mate. Look at that. But anyway, I'm going to put a sticky piston probably there, and that's going to be hooked up to a timer, which we'll set later to only work as long as it's going to take to fill up the farm with stone. And there's no point in having it running when the farm's full. Otherwise, we're going to hear pistons. We're going to have a wall of pistons. It's just going to be deafening if we have it working all of the time. So now what I need to do, what do I need to do now? I need to get some lava. To get a bit of lava. How far will that flow? Probably flow 1, 2, 3. Only flow over to here, so it's not a problem. Okay, lob some lava down. Hopefully I won't need any more. If I do, I'm in trouble. We can probably put that there. Trying to spread this out a little bit. You see, lava falling straight down onto stone causes smooth stone. Lava flowing into the side of water causes cobblestone. So as long as the lava is falling onto the top of water, it's going to create smooth stone, which is what we need. I'm not going to get away with one more, am I? Let's put put one there. Oh, you are an idiot. You are an idiot. Chickens. And one there. Okay. That's good. Now, when we start it for the first time, these blocks, it's going to be out of sync. I will, let me just start it up and maybe you'll see what I mean. See, looks like a castle. This could be a wall creator, couldn't it? Let's turn it off then. Let's turn it off. That's brilliant. That's working like a charm. So now we need to fill this back in again. Oh, I need to sleep. I'm going to fill this back in so Biz doesn't fall down there like that chicken did. And then we're going to think about getting some pistons up there. The wall of pistons pushing all of the blocks this way. Right, so far this is going without a hitch, which is a bit of a worry really, because normally things don't go without a hitch. Now I've put a line of obsidian along the top, put a few torches on to stop mobs from spawning, and I've put it at that height because that's the maximum. 7 blocks is the maximum height that you can dig. So if you were to stand here and dig up, you can't dig any higher. So therefore, if the column of stone went any higher, Biz wouldn't be able to mine it anyway. And I'm going to loan him a beacon. So we'll loan him a beacon with haste 2 on it. And that way he's going to be able to rattle through this with a decent pick like you wouldn't believe. Which is another reason for putting dirt here and not stone. If I put stone here, he would easily mine through it, fall into the lava and die. And I can't use wood, because if I use wood, then the lava would probably set it on fire. And that would be no good either. So now I need to grab a lot of pistons. I hope I've got enough pistons. And I need to put a wall of pistons going all the way down that way and all the way up to 7 blocks high. Brilliant. So I've got the wall of pistons in. There you go, wall of pistons. There's also the little mechanism at the top that's going to detect when these fill up. So once the stone is pushed all the way to the top, the observer at the top is going to detect it, like it would. That's going to cause the sticky piston to fire out, and because we're on Java, a one-tick pulse is going to leave the block behind, so it'll force that observer out over the top of this redstone, which will fire all of this redstone. And then when the I'm hoping when the piston pushes the stone off of the observer, it's going to fire again and pull this observer back again. So the wall of pistons only fires once, and then this little observer tower pointing downwards is going to fire all of the pistons. I guess there's only one way to find out, really, isn't there? Is to stick a block over the face of the... Oh, did you fire twice? Am I going to get... is that going to bother me? It did, didn't it? Oh well. I can live with that. I can live with it firing twice. It's not going to bother me. It's not going to bother me. Right, so that's that done. And we need... Oh, there's lava in there. There's that there. So it's a timer. It's a timer next. Okay, onto my timer. So I've got the redstone in. I can't remember. It's been so long since I showed you. We've got the wall in, haven't we? I've showed you that. I showed you the back of that. I showed you the pistons. Showed you the mechanism up the top. So we've got the clock. This is a silent clock. I was going to. It's like an etho hopper clock, but without the pistons. I guess it's silent basically. So you press the button at the top to start it. You'll press that button there, which will force that light off. And when that light goes off, it'll start transferring, well, it'll move that brick from this hopper to that hopper, which will start the clock. And then all the items in this hopper will flow into this hopper. and once it's in this hopper it'll then flow back again, but it won't continue to keep going forward and backwards. It'll only do it the once. So now what I need to do is find out how many items it takes in this hopper to keep this piston extended for all of the bricks, all of this stone to be formed. So it's got to come out 10 blocks or so. I think is it 10 or 12? Might be 12. So I'm going to stick. I need to make a bit more room actually, otherwise I'm not going to be able to get down and turn it off when I need to. So I'm going to stick in a lot of items. In fact, I'm going to fill it. All the way. Then I'm going to turn it on, and then as soon as it's completely full I can run down and take out any items that are left, and then I'll know that that's the right amount of items. So I'm going to sit here for a couple of minutes. It won't take very long. In fairness, actually I've not seen it do this yet. Absolute clockwork. Every so often I've noticed that a bit of cobble will form in there. Not quite sure why. The timing's just a little bit off. Because we're on a server, it could have something to do with that. But as you can see, oh, there you go. Made a bit of cobble. I'm just going to say it's because it does. If I'm being honest, I don't know exactly why it does it, but I know it does it. But it's just going to have, I'm sure he can use some cobble knocking about. So I'm just going to watch this for a couple of minutes, and then hopefully we'll go and turn it off. Well, I don't know whether this has filled it right up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think it has, you know. That's 5 full stacks of items into the droppers, and I was one shy of being completely full. Now, I popped down halfway through, and I flipped over this repeater there from being on 4 ticks down to 1 tick, and that seemed to sort it out. It was happening at regular intervals until I flicked it over, and then it didn't happen again. So hopefully that's cured it. What I want to do now is quickly knock up a beacon, and I think I'm just going to stick it bang on top of the stone generator. Why not? It's going to be out of the way. So I'll grab my beacon stuff, stick it on top there, put haste on it, and then we'll mine all of this out, fill in the floor, give it another run, and hopefully put a fork in it and call it done. Brilliant. So I filled everything in underneath it. I've got the beacon working at the top. I am a beaconator. And now with haste, apart from where those guys are, the cobble, and hopefully that won't be a problem going forward now. Now I've messed about with the timings. If it is, well, sorry Biz, mate, you're just going to have to put up with it, aren't you? But now you can really rattle through this. I might actually have to leave him a decent pick. I don't know whether he's got an efficiency 5 pick, which is what you need to get haste 2 to work. But he's not going to be short of stone again. So let me just get rid of all of this, and then I'll run it again. Now we've got the new timings, just to see if it's any better, if it's working, or if it's working properly. And I'll probably stick him down a chest that's got stone in it. This is brilliant. Every so often you do leave the odd one behind at the top, but it's easy enough to just go through and pop them out at the end. I mean, you just run back again and do it again, and you get them all. Certainly easier than strip mining, or mining while you're stripping, or both. Okay, let's go and grab him a chest. Pretty sure I've got one. Yes, I do. Give him a double one, 'cause he's going to need one. Stick the double chest here. Probably going to need more than more than a few chests, and then we can lob all of this in. Look at that. From one, still all over the floor. For a 2-minute run, you get loads of cobble. Loads of stone. I love it. It's brilliant. Look at that. Fabulous. Right. Got to run it once more, and hopefully this time we won't get any cobble. Right, that was brilliant. It worked like a charm, and we got no cobble in there at all. So that's really, really good. I'm really pleased about that. But the timing, it just runs out prior. Look, you'll see you've got what, four. You've got 4 lines of cobble. Four. I keep calling it cobble. 4 lines of stone because the timer ran out, and we just can't put any more items in that timer. It's just full up. So I think that's a successful test, and hopefully Biz can put this to good use and everything. So I'm going to tidy up here, and then we'll run off and find something else to do. Well, we finished at Biz's, and I've made my way back to the station at spawn, to the soft underbelly of the station. We've tidied it up a little bit. There's still a lot of work to do in here, but I'm sure you've heard the statement before that the simplest ideas are often the best, and we've got a perfect example here. I spent too long the other day, it was on Sunday's episode, wasn't it, the last episode, trying to figure out how to get a signal from the ticketing system up to activate the minecart up there, and I came up with this rather over-engineered system of using observer blocks. Now, admittedly, I do love observers, and I'd probably have used observers 9 times out of 10. However, Neat Scholar has come up with an absolutely brilliant idea, and it doesn't use all of these observers, and it's absolutely simple. I can't think of another word for it. It's brilliant in its simplicity. I was worried that taking a signal from the hoppers at the top would allow people to throw in any old junk, and then it would activate the minecart, and it would have done. So I came up with this idea to put observers down here that took signals off to absolute rubbish. Neat Scholars quite rightly pointed out that all I need to do is take a signal from one of these hoppers that feeds the tickets back to the ticket office, because obviously if a ticket is going through this system here, it means it's a valid ticket. So why don't I just stick an observer, stick a comparator from here onto this torch here, which is perfect, and it saves me all of these observers. So that's what I'm going to do. Neat Scholar, genius. And what it also does, what he also pointed out, which was also a fantastic idea, is that I can, at the moment, my plan was to have all of the, if you threw an item in here that wasn't a ticket, it was going to come through to here and then get spat out into lava, which was all well and good unless you accidentally throw in your bestest ever pick. Now, if you do that, then you're pretty stupid, alphas. I've got to tell you that for nothing. But if we link that up back around to this system here, after we've taken a signal to activate the minecart, the item that you throw in will go back to the lost property in the ticket office, because there's already a sorting system set up there just in case that happens. So the system's already set up to be able to accept non-tickets into the system. So we're going to use that. So let me grab... Shouldn't take too long, actually. I mean, it all makes perfect sense in my head, and I'm just annoyed with myself that I didn't think of it to start with. But that's what you guys are there for. That's why I've got some of the best viewers in the world ever. So that will now take a signal from that hopper when a valid ticket goes through it, we need to boost that signal because it'll only have a signal strength of probably 1. There, and then run a line of redstone dust over to here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Perfect. So now valid ticket goes through, puts a pulse through there, does exactly what all of those observers did before. Now all I need to do is run a line of hoppers from there. Probably, what's going to be the best way? I could actually run it. I could run it straight back down here across the top and then have it fall down into the hopper that's the next one along, couldn't I? Of course I can. Brilliant. So if we have it running down here, across here, I'm probably going to lose a little bit of dirt inside the dropper if I don't pick it up. Yeah, it's gone. Can't have it going down into this one because that would obviously activate that. So it's got to go down into that one. Did I not pick my hoppers up? Let's pick them up. Inventory full of rubbish again. I've got to do it this way around, haven't I? So we've got there, there, there. And then have this one running into that one. Excellent. So anything that you throw in there that's not a ticket comes down the line. It goes all the way back. It goes back over here. It comes back down into this line here after this hopper, which is important. And then it'll take it back to the sorting system at the main ticketing office. You say, you know what I'm going to do now, don't you? Actually, you don't, because what I'm going to do first is eat something. Because I'm starving. Now I'm going to run back up here and lob a bit of steak into the conductor. Mr. Conductor, have a bit of dirt. Reset the line, but it didn't spit out a minecart. Now this will take a couple of minutes. I say a couple of minutes, it's probably going to take 20 or 30 seconds because it has to come down all of these hoppers, all the way down there, all the way down here. It's then got to go up into these hoppers. It's going to come round those hoppers, round those hoppers, round those hoppers, round those, round those, round those, round those, along here, along there, down there, eventually into here. Oh, that's that bit of stone I lost earlier. So, well, you've always got to wait for your lost items, haven't you? They're never there when you want them. You've always got to hang about for them. There it is. There's my lost property. So, neat scholar, you are a stone cold genius. So that worked well. I see that works. Let's grab a ticket. I'm going to have to grab a ticket now and test it with a proper ticket, aren't I? So let's grab JJ's and Wild's ticket. Mr. Conductor, one to JJ and Wilds, please. Ah. Oh. I know exactly why that is. That is because there is a 1 tick delay in the sorting system. It's a problem with all sorting systems. It's not just the fact that I've built it incorrectly. This here, this torch goes off, allowing the item from here to fall down into here. But before it has a chance to fall out of there and go into the return line, the torch turns back on again, stopping it from falling out. So there it is. So I'm going to have to put one of every ticket in the bottom of here first. But let's just assume that it's come through and gone into there. I love assuming. I'm a big assuming fan. So that should have dispensed a minecart. And there it is. So that's perfect. So all I need to do now then is go through... Is that one or is that more than one? Just one. So what I need to do now is grab one of everybody's ticket and stick them in the back of the... I don't even need one of everybody's ticket actually. I can just have a bit of old rubbish in there. It'll finish up in the lost property anyway. So I'm going to do that. So I think we're going to have to call it a day for today then, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you have enjoyed the episode, please don't forget to leave it a like. And if you've really loved it, don't forget to subscribe for future videos. This is Frilioth, and I'm out of here.